I ask you to bear with me because I don't write what I talk about. I speak from my heart. I pray about it when asked, and so I just kind of let God lead me and order my steps. And I chose today's scripture from James because, in my opinion, the book of James talks about perseverance. When you go through trials and tribulations, and the ones that I've gone through, I consider myself truly have persevered. So I'll read that scripture again. My brother, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. This month's theme is hope. And my title for today is Shaken But Not Stirred. And when I think of that, I think, well, that's kind of two of the same things. And I'm like, and God's like, no, it's not. Because if you shake something, like you take some orange juice with some pulp and you shake it, if you let it sit long enough, the pulp will come down and the rest of the liquid will go up. And you still have two different ingredients, I guess. But when you stir something, like sugar and water, the sugar dissolves into the water, and it becomes one. And so when we go through trials, and I went through my tribulations, I realized I was shaken. My faith was shaken. My spirit was shaking. I was shaken with being diagnosed with cancer in 2007, and having 4 rounds of chemo. And then in 2008, I was shaken again with a second diagnosis of breast cancer. And I told them I wasn't having surgery at that point in time. In 2009, I was shaken with surgery and 30 rounds of radiation. And then in 2010, and in my opinion, this was far worse than cancer, we had a 3-22 record in basketball. And I had my gallbladder removed. And in 2011, unbeknownst to my family, we had another cancer scare this summer where they thought a lump that I had was cancerous. After several tests, it turned out not to be. And so I've been shaken a lot. But I've realized that none of that has shaken me has become a part of me. So when I say that we're shaken but we're not stirred, our circumstances and our situations does not become who we are, nor dictate where we go. And so in the midst of all of this, I've wondered, it's like, okay, God, you've got to have a plan. I mean, I dealt with cancer. I fought it. I overcame it. 4 rounds of chemo. Coming home to my little one rubbing my face at 2 years old, telling me everything's going to be okay. Second diagnosis, 1 year to the day later, with doctors telling me that I was unusual. They'd never seen anything like it before. Then to top it off, 3-22 season. Like that was the utmost rock bottom for me. Because I'm very passionate about the game, and the game of basketball for me is really, really about my journey in life. It's not just about the X's and O's of the game. And I didn't understand. I had a good team. I had a great staff. We had lots of support. And I didn't understand why we were being in games but not winning the games. And I beat myself up about it. And again, my faith was shaken because I didn't understand. I stood the battle test in cancer. I fought it. I was encouraged. I knew that God had a purpose. I knew that God had a plan for me. And then I remember Proverbs 3:56, and it says, lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So I said, okay, God, I'll let you have this one. I'm 3-22 for a reason. I don't like it, but it's for a reason. And I continued to reflect. 3-22. Okay, God, I'm going to get better. I'll be better. I will work. I will serve. I will pray. And my faith started resurfacing again. I felt myself getting stronger and stronger. Much stronger than when I was diagnosed with cancer. As I went through this summer, and then my third scare came, and one doctor told me, you have to go see a surgeon that has to be removed. I'm the type of person that you don't just tell me what to do. I actually need to think about it, pray about it, and then see if the Spirit moves me to do it before I actually do it. And so I said, nope, I'm not going to a surgeon. I've had numerous surgeries. I'm not interested in another one. And right now, it's close to basketball season. I got a lot going on. So I went and got a second opinion just from a doctor in town. And I said, they're telling me I need to go to the surgeon. I need to have this removed. And she went, when I go to the doctor, I always get my reports, because I need to see them for myself. So I went with my report in hand, and I said, if you look at this paper, this says my cancer is bad. And she looked at it, and she was like, gosh darn it, Keisha, you need to stop. And I was like, hey, I'm just here, it's not me. It's all God. I'm just going along with the program, but we need to get through it, because I got some stuff to do. And so she's looking at this lump, and she's looking at this lump, and she's like, that's not lump, that's just a sebaceous cyst. I said, that's what I said. That's exactly what I told the doctor who sent me here. But no, when you have cancer, or had cancer, everything is magnified 10 times over. So they have to take all these precautions every time I go to the doctor. And so she did her little ordeal, and she was like, this will be gone in 6 months. Well, having been through what I've been through, I was like, nope, that's just not an option. But I had an appointment with my breast surgeon, my cancer doctor, a month later down in Troy. So I just kind of waited and didn't worry too much about it. So I went to see her, and she says, I think it's a cyst, but I don't like it. We're going to take it out. And I'm like, no, God, not another surgery. Every single year since 2007, I've had at least 2 surgeries a year, and I haven't had enough. But again, I'm shaken, but still not stirred. Getting a little bit more sassy, a little more attitude, but not stirred. And so I'm like, okay, fine. I said, school starts on September 7th. You've got that week to get this done, because we start preseason the following week. So that Friday, I was in OR, down in Beaumont, Royal Oak, having surgery again. Test results came back a week later. She called me, all good. Like, sweet, now we can really move on and be done. So I'm working at it again to get better, to be stronger. And I realized that in all of what I've gone through, I'm still not stirred. My spirit still is not vexed. I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still fighting, I'm still sassy, I'm still positive, life is still good, I'm still blessed. My situation and my circumstances have not become me. They have not dictated who I am and how I respond to my situations. So basketball season rolls around, which basketball comes around, I'm a completely different person, a little bit more intense. And we have our first 4 games. In the MIAA, I am the crazy one, because I scheduled, yes I did, 3 Division II teams in the first week. Everybody says to me, Coach, what were you thinking? And I say to them, I've gone through 4 rounds of chemo, 30 rounds of radiation, multiple surgeries, double mastectomies, told that whatever possibilities there may be to have a child, I probably wouldn't. What the hell? Why not play 3D2 schools in the first place? Because that is what will make us stronger. That is what will make us better for the next time around. That is what will shake us, but not stir us. Because that will not define who we are in the MIAA. That will not determine who we become as people. And it was some challenges. But I responded differently this year than I did last year. Which my second diagnosis, I responded different than my first one. So again, I had grown, although I had been shaken. And as we had gone through our season, this past 2 weeks, Me and God going at it again. And I talk to God like I talk to my players, my niece, my child, my friend. That's my boy. And we have quite the relationship. And we have an understanding that I will go through whatever he asks me to go through because I know he has a plan for me. And I know that he says, lean not unto my own understanding, because when I do that, that's when everything around me is utter chaos. Nothing makes sense, and I'm easily annoyed. And these last couple of weeks, everything around me has been utter chaos, because I've been going through some things and I didn't understand why, once again, he chose me to go through something. But I remember praying in my younger days, I'm not old now, God, my ultimate prayer is, if you can use anything, anybody, use me. And he manifested that in himself in and through me by diagnosing me with breast cancer twice. Because before my diagnosis, I was quiet. You could not even pay me $1 million to stand here and have this conversation with you all. I would rather be in the back, no one know that I'm there. The only time I would be in the forefront, it was at a game of basketball, and that's because everybody was watching the game and not me. My diagnosis of cancer has allowed me to now stand boldly and proudly and speak of God and his will and what he's able to do in the lives of people. And to help everybody understand that life is a journey. But along that journey, you're going to step on some rocks that's going to hurt your feet. You're going to get some cold chills that's going to make you not want to move. You're going to get hot that you can't bear it. The heat is going to be on you and you don't know what to do. No matter how many layers you try to take off, you still can't settle down. No matter which way you turn, there's always a problem, an issue, or a situation that you got to deal with. But in the end of it all, is your faith stirred or are you just shaken? For me, my faith was shaken, no doubt, to the point that I've planned my own funeral. I envisioned my own funeral. I know it's going to be like, I have two. I'm going to have one here in Mount Pleasant because I have all of my family there. That's going to be like a memorial service. And it's a memorial service. I like to eat, and I like basketball. So that's what's going to happen. A nice family memorial service. We're going to go to the parish hall at Sacred Heart and have some food, and then we'll go right across the gym and play basketball. And then I want my family to send me home to Louisiana, because when she's done with school and my husband leaves CMU, I don't want to be left alone in Mount Pleasant. So send me down south to Louisiana. Who plans that? Who thinks that way? Someone who has been through a lot, someone who's had their faith tested over and over again. But I can plan that, and I can think that, and that's okay because I'm flesh and human. As long as I don't live that, I don't become that, I don't walk that, I don't speak that, because I don't lean towards my own understanding. This month's theme is hope. And we talk about hope and faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is believing that it's going to happen and knowing that it's going to happen. Hoping is, ooh, my fingers are clenched, and I know it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm going to close with this because I want you guys to understand something and understand me. I didn't go into my breast cancer situation because I've talked about that on numerous occasions. That's not what God led me to speak to you about tonight. My relationship with God has given me the courage to fight. Hope has helped me to never give up. My relationship with God has given me the courage to fight. Hope has helped me to never give up. Because without my one-on-one relationship with God, I would have given up a long time ago. I wouldn't have even wanted to fight. When the doctor told me in 2007 that I had breast cancer, I looked at her, I said, okay, what do we need to do? Because I knew my relationship with God I knew in his word the promises that he had made to me, that they sang it tonight. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. There will be weapons. He said there will be weapons. He never said there won't be any trials, there won't be any tribulations. There are going to be weapons. There's going to be challenges from school to family to relationship to basketball to friends. There's going to be weapons. But they don't have to prosper. And what keeps them from prospering is your hope in knowing that God is a man of his word. God keeps his promises. And one promise that I stand on every single day when I wake up and I'm not in the best of moods, or my body is hurting, which it does every single day, and my mind has 10,000 things going through it, and I feel like I'm just shaken to the core. He will never leave me nor forsake me. And with that, I am hopeful. With that, I put my boots on, I get up, and I go at it again every single day. And so I leave you with this. Let your relationship with God give you the courage to fight whatever it is, and let your hope have you to never give up. No matter what weapon you find, no matter what weapon you face, it will not prosper.